your box? I have tried and failed to do a live this evening. This is my third attempt. So we'll see. If this one doesn't work, I might just not do one tonight. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gents and glitter people of all persuasions. This is going to be session 12 of the shoe glittering marathon. We're trying to get um 6 shoes done per month for 10 months. You maybe can't see. I have got my 3 shoes filled in, but she's kind of stalled out there. So we got to get going. I have been pausing because I'm finishing up my girls. I don't know if y'all can get on the second from the top shelf, my little LDV bathing beauties. And I'm very close to done that whole set and having mixed feelings about being done because I have loved them so much. It's going to be sad to be done, but also it's wonderful. So I've had to pause to work on those, and I had house guests, so I haven't been in here as much. But as you know what you cannot throw off the float is excuses. So you might as well try and get your shoes done. So, and I am teasing. If you've got stuff going on, nobody should feel too stressed about it. So in our last session, I believe we finished up the bread for our 2 little flip-flop po' boys and also doing a little flip-flop cheeseburger. So what I'm doing here, this has gotten 2 coats of Bittersweet Symphony. This is going to be my patty. I can't do that. I can't do the air quotes. This is going to be my patty. So what I'm doing here, and this is kind of a fun technique for y'all to see. It's got 2 coats of Bittersweet Symphony on there. What this is the 1 millimeter hex in, I think we call it, I'm trying to remember what we call our 1 millimeter hex. I think Boozy Cocoa. Some of them, the names are a little bit weird because the order that we added stuff was a little weird. And nobody's got a crystal ball. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So you do your best and you keep it rolling. Just like us in here, we do our best, we keep it rolling. But this is the 1 millimeter hex Boozy Cocoa, I'm pretty sure. But what it is, it's a 1 millimeter brown confetti. Ba-ba-ba-ba. So I did 2 coats of Bittersweet Symphony in sessions, 11, 10, I don't know. I don't know exactly which sessions, but I know that this got 2 coats and now it's getting, the light isn't terrific. Now it's getting 1 millimeter all the way around. I have to decide if I'm probably not going to do the confetti. I don't know. I might. We'll see. We'll play. So that is ready. It's going to go in the dehydrator. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Patty in the dehydrator. The bread is all done. So it's just waiting. Right now, it's a wish sandwich, as the Blues Brothers would say. My stepdad would play that for us when we were little. Ah, rubber biscuit. Okay, so that my bread is done. That was my patty. I have done the outside coat of the cheese, the slice of cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and do the top. And you can still kind of see the gray flip-flop showing through a little bit. And only the side is really going to show. So this isn't like necessary, but you might as well, might as well. If when I put it together, I put some lettuce and tomato and pickles and stuff, you might see it. So I think I'll go ahead and do it. Might be a waste of time, but it's a very fine line between this is a detail worth getting right and this is a waste of time. So we're not going to stress about it too much. But I would like to get some more shoes done and get my thermometer a little bit fatter. So where's I broke my own cardinal rule, which is, there it is. I couldn't find my glitter because it was propping up my phone. Very high tech. So this is the butterscotch velvet. which looks really beautiful and cheesy in the best way. And what's nice about the butterscotch velvet, you have to kind of hold it weird. You have to hold it by the lip. What's nice about the butterscotch velvet, what's nice about all the velvets is they're very high cover. So even though I started with a gray flip flop, oh my goodness, low battery alert. Yeah, the universe is not cooperating with me tonight. But look how nice and bright that is after 2 coats. So I'm very pleased with that. That is also going to go in the dehydrator. All right, bread. That's my hamburger bun so far. I'm going to put some sesame seeds on her, and she feels pretty good. Even though a flip flop is a little rubbery, 2 coats of glitter, she's pretty nice and stiff. I'm happy with her. So that loaf of bread is done, or slice of bread. And then I did 2 little flip flop po' boys, 2 slices of bread. So 1 pair of flip flops gets turned into 1 sandwich. And I'm also kind of extracurricularly working on a muffaletta. She's kind of coming along. She's not part of the marathon proper because I'm going to do a real video on the flip flop muffaletta when the kit restocks. We had a very cool kit for her. But I am going to go ahead, and you can see the flamingo still. So she still needs a second coat. And as I've talked about before, on a flip flop, I can tell which step I've done based on whether I can still see the hole where I kebabbed her, where I skewered her. So this isn't really part of the official marathon to the degree that there is such a thing, but I am, while I'm making some sandwiches, making a muffaletta. And I've been thinking a little bit about what I'm going to do in terms of the sesame seeds. I might use the sesame seed rhinestones that are in the everything bagel mix that I made a couple years ago. I don't know. I don't know. I'm having thoughts, but I haven't figured it quite out quite yet. The muffaletta kit came with some confetti that looks really cute and sesame seedish on for your bread. But I might do that. I guess I could do that. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. I guess I should do that because that's what's in the kit, and people like to see what's in the kit. Okay, cheese. And what I'm gonna do for the cheese layer on my muffaletta is I'm going to do 2 coats of butterscotch to sort of blank it out, and then I'm going to do the cheese on top of it. And the cheese comes in the kit. I have a little jar here. The provolone cheese color comes in the kit. And if you did this over white, it would look perfect, but I'm not doing it over white, so I'm doing the butterscotch underneath it. So you can use the velvets as like a first coat, the first coat that you put on there. If it's velvet, then it'll kind of block out whatever's underneath. So it sort of has the same function as priming, but depending on your perspective, a little bit. Depends on how you feel about painting and what you've got on hand and blah, blah, blah. But it's good to have options. I always say I just want to put glitter tools in your glitter tool belt. All right, so I am working on the muffaletta, which I have said is not part of the marathon, but I'm taking up time to do it. I might need to figure out how to plug my phone in. Are we going to do that? Let me do this first, and then but where's my big 8-ounce bag of Baked with Love is holding strong. I did many slices of pizza and many king cakes and many sandwich bread slices. If you are careful about your brushing and everything, you can get a lot of mileage out of your glitter, which is good because I'm of the opinion you should use the best quality glitter. And craft culture glitter is, I will go to the mat on this, the best glitter that money can buy. So you might be able to find cheaper glitter than ours, but you will not find better glitter than ours. You will find a lot of glitter that is as good as ours and much more expensive. That's really important to us. That's a real one of our values. And so you get the very good deal on very nice glitter from craft culture, and I think good quality materials makes a difference. So that's her. My bread slices over here. And let me see if can I reach can I plug in? This might be a very short session because I'm not sure if I can plug in. All right, so since this is kind of a short session, I'm not going to work on the micheladas on camera. What I'm going to do is show y'all how I do the cheese on the pizzas. And even if we just get that started, I think that's important. The cheese on the pizzas is complicated enough that I want to make sure I have time to do it correctly. So what I'm going to do is do once. What I'm going to do is do my second final coat on my wave velvets, because then next time we can trim these and put the girls the little flowers on them, and then they're really close to done, and that will feel so satisfying. So I'm brushing off the loose. Ah, so pretty. Brushing off the loose on my waves. And you could do this combination of things. You could do this combination with basically any of the velvets, some little floral, a pretty coordinating confetti. This one does not have confetti. This is wave velvet on its own, and it's very smooth and beautiful. The velvets are quite powdery, so when you go to brush them, you are going to brush a little bit off. So this, because it's brushed off, has a little bit of confetti and a little bit of glitter in it. So I'm going to use that on the sole of the shoe because the sole does not show as much. But if we get this done, then we can do little finishing school next time. And depending on the shape of the heel, you might need to do the sole on its own. But I think I can do the sole and the heels on these if I sort of let them sit strategically. And this is my final coat. So I'm making sure to be a little bit more careful to get a nice, smooth, even coat, get all my spots, have a nice clean edge. Even though it's the same color, a clean edge just kind of looks prettier. And I'll be covering it with trim, but all right. So for the bottom, I'm going to use the mix that I just brushed off. That way I don't waste anything. Glitter, not litter. And it's so funny, y'all. I said at least 40 times, I'm going to get a strainer. I'm going to buy a strainer at the glitter store. I know I already have one, but I'm going to buy one and show y'all what the strainer looks like. And I said that and I did that, and now I don't know where that strainer is. So maybe they're together. Maybe they ran away and are, maybe it's a love story. And who am I to? All right. So a little bit of confetti, just a little sprinkle of confetti everywhere. And when I'm using a tiny little bit like this, it does take longer. It does take longer because every time my cup is empty, it has to go back. I have to move it, and that's time. But I go pretty fast, so I think it's probably worth it to not waste my precious glitter. But I will not judge you if you do not do that. All right. So as long as I balance her, she sits so that nothing's touching. All right. Oh, I should have brushed my other girl and used her brush offs on the sole of this too. But even for me, there are limits to how cautious you need to be. I'll tell you all the ways to squeeze every little bit of toothpaste out of the tube, but then you decide what's worth your time and what isn't. All right, so she's ready to dry, and then next session, we'll be ready to trim her. And I got some of this beautiful powder blue gimp, and I've got my beautiful powder blue chiffon blossoms, and so we'll be able to finish those up. And that's going to feel amazing. Finishing stuff feels amazing. So this one I started one session early, so she's all her glitter is done. She is glittered. And a little rubbing takes any loose pieces of confetti off, which is nice because then they don't shed. A archaeologist brush is plenty for ultra fine or extra fine, but for confetti, a little bit of a loosening with your hands is not a bad idea. All right, she's good to go. You okay, buddy? Okay. Okay, but I'm not doing any more glitter on her today because she's glittered, but I do want to finish the glitter on these. And then, let's see. We're working on our po' boys. We're working on our velvets, our chiffon velvet florals. And we unfortunately do not have the chiffon flowers online because we have so many colors. But if you wanted to shoot us an email or call us, we could pick out, and if you wanted to do this, if you wanted to coordinate your waves and your flowers, we could, not your waves, your velvet and your flowers, we could help you out with that. That'd be a cute kit. But it's always a fine line with kits between putting together what I think is cute and letting people make their own design choices. All right. So I'm gonna shake out some of the top so that we don't get any confetti in here, since I have now failed twice to get my filter in this house. It's here somewhere. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think it's a shock to anyone that I have a lot of craft supplies in this house, but still, I bought it expressly to show it to you guys. We have the strainer that fits in the jar, and that one's kind of like a round strainer and it just fits in the right jar. And then we've got the strainer with the handle. And they're both good. Slightly different experience for the same result. Okay. And I'm looking for any stray pieces of confetti, just because I want this coat to be pretty clean. A few little bits of confetti don't usually bother me, but I am making this one. She might actually be the demo. She might actually be on display in the shop. Okay. And that might, unfortunately, not unfortunately, every little bit is fine, but that might be where I stop today because my battery is very low and I might quit while I'm ahead. I don't want it to get like cut off again. But my two wave velvets, this one is just plain wave velvet. This one is wave velvet with a little bit of water lilies in there. So these two are, the bottom coats are drying. When they dry, we will trim. And then I do want to show the cheese, but I'm just nervous about my battery. So that might be it for us for today. Basically though, what I do for the cheese is I save all my old white mists and I take them out of it takes a little while, but we use every little bit of the buffalo here. I take all the old white paint out of my old white paint tubes. I put it into a bag, like a Ziploc bag. I squeeze the tip and I basically, like as a piping bag, pipe the white, I'm making the pieces of cheese. And that is going to take me a little while. And I will show that, I think, in next session. In lucky number 13, we will do cheese and we will finish our wave velvets. We could start. I will start on my fried shrimp so that you guys get the idea of what that process looks like. All right, I've got an old jar because I'm going to make my fish fry. In the past, I have used fried chicken, which is our special glitter mix that to me, cool, dropping stuff, to me looks just like fried chicken. I mean, glittery, so not just like fried chicken, but it really looks like glitter fried chicken. But for the purposes of my fried shrimp, I am going to do my little fish fry mix. So what I do is, this is extra fine. This is sous vide. This is a holographic honey color. And I'm just eyeballing this. But I'm going to make a decent amount because I'm doing two shrimps. Two shrimp po' boys, and everybody likes a nice stuffed shrimp po' boy. All right, so that's about a half ounce or so of sous vide. This is baklava, which is a really nice honey gold color. And then important ingredient to make this sort of flaky bits is I cannot remember if it's Gold Rush or it's Gold Digger. We've got this hammered gold confetti. Gold Rush and Gold Digger are, one of them is like antique gold and one of them is like baklava, is like really warm gold. And so I'm going to put, 2/3 of the jar in there. I'm going to drop some things. But that's my fish fry mix. And sometimes I think, oh, I should mix that and sell it at the glitter store. It's a little niche though, but so are a lot of things. Okay, ready to go. I am going to make my shrimp out of packing peanuts. My little fried shrimps. So I've got a bag of packing peanuts here. We have got a bunch of these bags like this full of packing peanuts at the glitter store for free if you come by and ask us for them, because we do not want to throw them away. We want to do good things with them. So you could water your glue down and kind of dip them and stuff. Eh, this is glaze, so yeah, I think that might just be a little too drippy. It's tempting because it's faster, but I think it's going to be the time you save. I don't think it's going to be worth it in terms of messiness. So that's going to be a no from me. I'm going to let her sit and drip. So let's try again. So I've got my bamboo skewers, my little kebab skewers. Do, do, do. Glitter, glue, glue, glue. You get the kebab in there pretty good because it's going to squirm around if you don't, and then that's going to aggravate you. And I will tell y'all, the first time I made a flip-flop shrimp po' boy sandwich, I meticulously, lovingly, laboriously paper mache crafted little shrimps. And a muse I love very dearly goes, "Oh my God, that's so clever. You used packing peanuts." And I didn't, but I wished I had. And I was like, going forward, that's what I'm going to do. Because once they're on the po' boy, they look great. So that's a little fish fried. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. I have the glue in there to weight it. And we're just going to make, I don't know how many. I don't know how many. Let's start with I'll start with like 2 dozen and see how we go. Or I'll see when I run out of space in my. So I'm just shish kebabbing my little shrimpies. You could, if you're not a fan of the kebab format, you could, a fan of the kebab format, you could like grab one side, glitter it, let that dry, and then grab the other. That's totally viable. When I'm doing stuff like this, when I'm glittering little cherries or little, stuff where I need it to be glittered all the way around, my preference is to skewer it, glitter it, and then sit it in a little vase, make a little floral arrangement. And so I do that very often. The little bit of my gold confetti, and I will look up what it is. So on my Patreon, I've been doing little step by step. I make the shopping list and I put the links. Normally, I say never put wet glue on top of a wet glue glitter layer because it'll get bumpy. But for your shrimps, it's fine if they get bumpy. So if you see a bald spot, you do you. Shrimp. Whoop. So I will do this, I guess, until my battery runs out. Yeah. Oh, you messy. It's not your fault. I made bad choices with you. The one that I tried to dunk, yeah, she's just maybe sometimes you can get away with the dunking. Oof. This was not one of those times. Live and learn. I let the glue kind of all run off of her and didn't even really get enough glue on her, probably because the styrofoam is a little water resistant. So don't do that. Sorry about you. It's not going to save you time. And if you figure out a way to do it, the dunking thing, let me know because I would love to save time. I just sometimes I get very invested in a shortcut and it costs me more time because I'm not always as clever as I think I am. But yeah, I think like a dozen shrimps probably good. Maybe I'll make a dozen and let them dry and see where we're at. Or maybe I'll just do a dozen each session and we'll keep going until our po' boys look good. Because you do not want an understuffed po' boy. That would be so sad. Oh, and I'm reminded that I would like to make a little bark bottle to go with one of these. So I will have to remember to incorporate that into my flow, into my work, because I have such a great grasp of my workflow. I have been saying we're going to do the rest of the coats on the toppings for the pizza. I've been saying that for a while and we haven't. Ugh, maybe I should do that real quick. No, I'm not going to switch horses midstream. I'm going to keep working on my little shrimp. They look really cute. They look really shrimpy. Subi, baklava, and then either Gold Rush or Gold Digger. I need to look up which one's which because one of them is antique and one of them is nice and buttery toasty. And if you come into the shop, just look which one matches the baklava. But I know some people are buying online. And I will make sure that the link is correct on my Patreon. But I want to make sure the info is good. Maybe I'll look it up and then throw a comment. They are really looking cute though. All right. Half hour is not a bad session length. I was nervous that my phone was going to die like 10 minutes in. Yep. So I'm just bamboo skewering her all the way through. S is for shrimp. And these sorts of things are a little bit more monotonous. Sitting here and like lovingly, lovingly glittering all your little shrimps. It takes time. I think the series is, I've had some people comment on the fact that like watching every little step really hammers home how much effort and time and energy handmade things take. And that is, I think, the magic and the beauty of them. And also, why we're trying to pace ourselves so that we don't find ourselves the week before the parade stressed and overwhelmed and freaking out. And so, and I mean, you can freaking out is a part of the process too. I'm not trying to high road anybody. She All right, that one kind of fell apart a little bit. I have some that are kind of falling apart, and I think that's fine to put them on. I've got a pretty big bag though. I could probably do. Oh, maybe I could take the unglittered ones and figure out approximately how many I need to stuff my po' boy. That would be pretty clever. But I think I'm just gonna keep making them because, like, if I end up with a ton of shrimp, it's oh no, I'm gonna make another po' boy. The shrimp are the tricky part. So my guess is I'll make about a dozen per po' boy and that I'll put it on and think that that's not enough. So I'm gonna make like 2 dozen and see where we're at. But my guess is that that's gonna not be enough. So you pick your flavor of inconvenience. Like if the idea of doing this a little at a time appeals to you, do it a little at a time, and you can keep going until your po' boy's full. If you would rather do it all and like have it done, and everybody's got a different workflow, so there's no right and wrong there. If you are somebody who kind of likes it all done, do it. all in one, do a overshoot it a little bit. But if you're somebody who's comfortable doing it in little batches, which is more my speed, because I feel like whenever I try to do it all, I love the idea of doing it all in one go, and then I feel like I never accurately. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a million little. Well, that's fun. I'm gonna make a million little guys, and I'm gonna have so much more than I need, and then I put it together, and it's like, oh, I actually needed 3 times as much as I made. I feel like I get very optimistic. And then the reality is like, oh, that actually doesn't go as far as you think. Okay, shrimp. All right, we got. Oh, she needs a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these, because I kind of globbed this on, they're going to take a while to dry, but that's okay. They can sit overnight. They can sit until they're ready to be part of my vision. 2, 4, 6, 8. Do a cool dozen and see how we feel about that. 9, 10, 11, 12. But yeah, we do have the little guys at the shop. So if you need some, hit us up. By the little guys, I mean the packing peanuts. And, save your own packing peanuts. Goodness knows there's no shortage of that in the world. So I think I should be able to get this cool dozen. And my battery might die, but if so, that's all I'm doing for the session either way. So if it cuts off, I'll just stop when it cuts off. And I have a cord here, but it doesn't quite reach. I need to refine my process a little, my little setup. We're learning as we go. Really cute. The different sizes really give it that kind of textured, crinkly funness. 9? Yeah, a dozen at a time feels like a good speed for moi. Oh, Fanny is sitting in her little box and she's so pretty. You're so pretty and I love you so much. Oh, I love my cat. She's such a good girl. She's so pretty. Fanny's a very happy girl. She's very contented. Okay. And you mean you could paper mache these if that was your journey? I just think it's I don't think it ends up being worth it because it's all kind of piled on the po' boy. And you'll see, obviously. You can watch me do it and see what I mean. And then if you disagree with me, you are welcome to do so. And what's fun, I feel like I'm getting little glue bits in here, but that's just making it a little more chunky. All right, I'm trying to fit. A dozen might be exactly what fits in my vase without anybody bumping anybody. Ah! Oh, people are bumping. It's all right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Almost there. Cool dozen. Just a dozen little fried shrimp for today. And I'm realizing that like I started those pizzas and I'm like leapfrogging. The velvet waves are going to be finished before the pizzas are, but that's okay. I don't want it to seem like the pizzas are hard. They are not. It's just a lot of little fiddly bits. So, just something to keep track of and keep rolling with. Mhm. All right, shrimp number 11. Shrimp heaven now. Oh yeah, we're starting to get a little crowded. So 12 is going to be where we stop today because we're starting to bump into each other. We're starting to have, Mom, she's touching me. And I do not want them smearing each other, which is good. If you overstuff, that's what might happen. All right, number 12. And I've got the tinsel that I'm going to use for the lettuce, but I still need to make my tomatoes out of lemon slices. I will show y'all what that looks like in a later section. Okie dokes. Number 12. All right, but I'm going to call it there because I am pushing my luck with my phone battery. But there's my little, another beautiful bouquet of glittered weirdness. So this is my bouquet today. And I will see you guys. This was quick little session, but nonetheless progress. We are keeping it rolling, which is the goal. So I will see you guys for the next session. It's going to be session 13. But yeah, we keep it rolling, we keep going, we're making progress. I feel good about I know I only got 3 done in February, but February was short. I feel good about um getting to between 9 and 12 by the end of March. And so for the most part, we're on track. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I have some thoughts about what I'm going to do in March. In April, I have some thoughts about what I'm going to do, but I'm also open to hearing what people would like to see. I'm trying to keep it chill. I'm trying to keep it, I'm not going to make butterfly gardens in here because we would be here forever. And I mean, I might make butterfly gardens as part of I've done that. I think I've done some work. There may be things that I work on as not part of the shoe marathon, but I want to keep the shoe marathon a good balance of exciting but still accessible. I want people who are new to it to feel like they can do the thing. So we did our shrimp today. Our bread is ready. I bought from Plush Appeal because I love Plush Appeal and it was very inexpensive. I bought from Plush Appeal some St. Patrick's Day garland, so I'm going to have to pull all the little shamrocks out of it. That is a small price to pay for a bargain on your tinsel. And I don't know if I don't know if they do seasonal reduction, so I don't know if it'll go on sale once St. Patrick's Day is well behind us. It is behind us, but not necessarily well behind us. So I don't know, but I think it was like $4, and this is going to be enough lettuce for a lot of sandwiches. So this is, I think, what I'm going to use. I have made more realistic lettuce in the past, but I think this is fun. And I have also used like loose Easter grass in the past. You could do that. And if you wanted to do that, it's getting to be the time where you want to keep an eye out. But I'm going to use the garland and you can see how that looks. Maybe I will show how to make more realistic lettuce. Maybe. You could also use some of the floral in your stash, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's going to be session 13. So thank you all for everyone who's following along or just hanging out or just, putting me on in the background while you cook your dinner. All that is lovely. And I love that we're, having some glitter community over the internets. So everybody have a lovely evening. I will see you guys in the next session. Good night.